Moran of Kansas is recognized.
Mr. Chairman, thank you. Thank you to our nominees for being with us today. I congratulate you on the position you're in today. I've been very interested in the responses I've heard both on television and in the committee room to Senator Tester, to Senator Kramer. In particular, I come here troubled. You seem to all say, particularly you, Ms. Raskin, the thing I want to hear, I want a Federal Reserve that is not going to pick winners and losers. You commit to that. You indicated in response to the question that you should not be regulating in a way that discourages banks from making independent decisions about whether or not they should loan to energy and oil and gas companies. That's a right answer from my perspective. What troubles me is that we all, in our politics, in our views, we want a result, and we seem less interested in the process by which we get that result. The Federal Reserve is not the entity to make the decision about whether this country moves forward or in a different direction with oil and gas, with energy production. It's certainly the free market system, but it's perhaps Congress with a president. It's not an executive order. It's not a decision by the Federal Reserve. The decisions we make here, in too many instances, Republicans will set aside the process to get the result. The Democrats set aside the process to get the result, and it's not always about the result because the process is what makes us a free nation. So I need greater assurance than what you're attempting to give me that you will not use the Fed to diminish the role of the energy sector or any other private sector. I don't look at this any differently than if you came here to tell me you were going to use the Fed to promote an industry. You are neutral in what is a legal business in this country. And in my view, you have no opportunity, none, to try to discourage the oil and gas industry from existing or prospering, just like you have no authority to decide that, well, we want solar energy or wind energy, and we're going to promote it by regulations of our financial institutions. I'm troubled by what Chairman Powell said in response to the chairman in his questioning, that the chairman is going to defer to you, Ms. Raskin, on this topic. And you said, in response to the question of Senator from Nevada, you responded that it takes all of you to make a decision. No one can do it. And so I'm troubled by any of the nominees who have the belief that there is a path by which you can regulate a legally authorized existing business. That's an issue for the political process. And we talk about transition. You all talk about transition. The transition is societal shifts. It's gambles. It's predictions. It's not economics for the Fed to be engaged in trying to figure out the societal changes of our nation. What am I missing?
Well, thank you. I mean, the record for me is the record that I have had as a bank commissioner in the state of Maryland, already as a Fed governor, and as Deputy Secretary of the Treasury. And I can't state more emphatically than I already have that it is not the role of the Federal Reserve to get engaged in favoring one sector.
So, Ms. Raskin, what opportunity do you, if it's not the role,
yeah,
then are you saying you can't do it and won't do it?
I'm saying it actually, I view it as outside the bounds of the law. The Federal Reserve was set up by Congress and with particular mandates. And as a lawyer, I live within those mandates.
So let me ask you, as a lawyer, is there a path that you see in any fashion in which, if it is your view that the oil and gas industry, fossil fuels, need to be diminished in the role of this nation in our economy, is there any path for you to accomplish that as a member of the Federal Reserve?
I certainly have not explored that and would imagine there is no such path.
I wish you could say that more firmly, that there is not a path and one that you cannot, there is nothing you can pursue.
Do you have an idea for me? I mean, I'm not sure I see any attempt in any supervisory context or within the existing mandates of the Federal Reserve that have been set up by Congress to do anything that would favor a specific industry. That is not how regulation and supervision is done.
You're telling me I have nothing to worry about?
Unless you, I'd be curious as to whether you're thinking of something in particular, but I certainly don't see.
No trick question, just wanting to know if
No.
you have any plan, any path, any desire.
Zero, none.
And if you had the desire, you can't accomplish it.
Correct. I have no desire, and if I had the desire, I couldn't accomplish it.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thanks,